Hey there, it's great to have you back with us at Hula. My name's Joe, your English expert. How are you all doing? What have you been up to lately? Lately, my wife and I have been working from home. We live in an apartment in New Jersey. We live close to Manhattan because my wife works in the city. Our living room has become our office because most offices in New York are closed. We set up our office in the living room. We have this wonderful farmhouse table and bench. On the table, we have our laptops. My wife works opposite me and designs on her computer, and I work on Hula stuff. We also love plants. We have them on the bookshelf, on the floor, in the bathroom, and in the kitchen. Everywhere. Well, today's lesson is all about prepositions of place. How do we use in, on, and at with locations? Today, I want to share with you some simple guidelines to help you remember how to use these. Shall we look at the first one? The office is on New York. If you look closely, this is slightly incorrect. We should be saying the office is in New York. But why? Here's the simple answer. We normally use the preposition in to talk about places that are inside. It's usually an enclosed area or space. So we don't say on the city, but in the city. Now, we can use in for these places, such as city or towns, states, countries, continents, or inside a space or an area. Let's take this sentence for example. He studies art, Paris. Which one do you think it is? Yep, that's right, it's in, because Paris is a city. What about this one? She lives Venezuela. What's the location in this sentence? It's Venezuela. So in English, we would say in Venezuela because it is in a country. Pretty easy, right? Next is on. How do we know when to use this preposition? Normally, we use on to talk about things that are on a surface or a flat area. For example, my cup of coffee is on the table. If I said my cup of coffee is in the table, that would be incorrect. We can use on for streets or avenues. For example, the theater is on Broadway Avenue. Times Square is on 42nd Street. We can also use it for floors in a building. We could say the office is on the second floor. Another way to use on is for surface areas. For example, we could say the book is on the table or the plants are on the floor. We can also use on for things that are attached to something. Like for example, the picture is on the wall. We can also use on for public transportation, such as buses, trains, or planes. For example, we can say we are on the bus or the passengers are on the plane. Another way to use this is also for TV and radio. For example, I saw the news on TV. I listened to some music on the radio. So we're finally here. The last preposition that I wanted to talk about is the word at. We use at for specific locations. Sometimes we want to tell the person where we are specifically. Let's take a look at two examples. Broadway Avenue, 3310 Broadway Avenue. If we take a look at Broadway Avenue, it's only the name of the street. So in this case, we would say the building is on Broadway Avenue. But what happens if you have the exact address and the number of the building? Then we would change the preposition with at. We could now say the building is at 3310 Broadway Avenue. Exact locations use the word at. Another example would be when you're telling someone to meet at a specific place or a location. You might say, let's meet at Central Park, or let's meet at the entrance. We can use at when we are at an event. Now this could be a concert or party. For example, we could say, I was at a concert yesterday. Typical places. These are general places where people do typical things. For example, we watch movies at a theater, we study at school, we shop at the supermarket. So let's summarize the prepositions of places. In is used for cities or towns, states, countries, continents, inside an area or space. On is used for streets or avenues, floors of a building, surfaces or attached to something, public transportation, TV or radio. At is used for specific or exact locations, events, typical places where typical things are done. After today, you will understand how to use in, on, and at a little bit better. Remember those prepositions and start using them.